Hello friends, I am back again with my another podcast. I know it is coming after a long gap, but I'm sorry, folks, because I got occupied with a few things, so I couldn't really record my podcast lately. But I promise you that I will try to bring bring a podcast at least regularly on a regular basis uh, with these coming weeks as we are stuck at homes during our this coronavirus pandemic. So in this podcast, what I'm going to talk about is I'm going to talk about is content that is my key area, my niche area. Which is at the heart of my because I am a content writer, and this is really one of the topic which I want to talk about it, and I can go on and on and on this topic. And the topic is, I think you must have heard this phrase: "Content is the king." So in this podcast, I'm going to tell you some of the reasons why exactly content is still the king. So, to begin with, let me just bring it out to you an introduction of this phrase called content is king. Let me just give you a brief history. Content is king phrase was coined by none other than Bill Gates, who is the founder of Microsoft. I think you must be knowing him. So I have no need of introductions for this person. So he was the one who coined this phrase in 1996, and as of today, as of now, this phrase still holds true. Even today, so you can see this coin was coined at this particular phrase was coined at 1995, and we are in 2020. So after so many years, still content holds its mastery. It is still the king. So let us see why. What are the reasons behind it? So first and foremost, why content is the king is it is great for SEO. By SEO, what I mean is it is great for search engine optimization. And by that, what I mean is when you develop a high quality content, high quality and unduplicated content on your website or on your blog, it leaves a significant impact on SEO and the search engine rankings, because how Google works is, how their algorithm works is that uh, they they uh, they actually there is a lot of content on Google. So the more the quality content you have, the more higher ranking your website or your blog will get on Google. So in order to in order for your website to get better ranking, you need to have content, and quality content that is very essential in terms of if you want to make your website rank organically for relevant search terms or keywords, basically. Based on what your blog is all about. And then the second thing is that it helps you to show your expertise. It helps you to show to the world what you are expert at. You have the knowledge. You have all the information, you have all the knowledge in your head, but it's no point keeping that to yourself, right? So you need to put that down to the user to show that you are the expert. So the the right kind of intelligent, helpful, knowledgeable content, and that is entertaining as well. It helps you to prove your expertise, and that is uh, and that is really very uh, good. And at the same time, it helps inspire uh, loyalty among your customers or consumers, you can say. Another thing is, and this holds for B2B or B2C businesses, the people who have their who are selling their product, or who are into a business, who are providing some service. So this is particularly for them, because it the content, it helps to add value to your product or services. How it does is that when you provide content, that when there is a content, when you write a content, I mean, that helps a person solve a problem a consumer has, or a customer faces in their daily life, it will definitely help. It will definitely be received well by them. Your website will automatically get better ranking, and and then that will help you to add value to your products. So because your customers, it will have a level of trust that is very important for any brand or any business. That level of trust, once they have the trust, you can go over the market or go to the customer and sell your product or service. And so content is, and how you can do that, you can do that just by your content. You provide value to your consumers by educating them about your products and services. um, I mean I mean you can do that by various kinds of content. It could be any how-to related posts. For example, let's say, if you have a product, if you are selling a food product, so maybe you can write a post on how to eat a fish, or how to cook pasta. So, or maybe you create a video, you create an instruction video on cooking a pasta. So it can create a value, it can give some value to the customer, and the customer will trust you. And and that will really benefit your brand in the long run. Another benefit is that it helps you to generate leads and sales. So apart from generating value, once you have generated the value, this is particular benefit is again helpful for those who are into B2B or B2C business, or who are there in the market to generate sales and leads basically. So apart from creating value for the products, quality content also helps you to create awareness about your brand, about your company, or about your business, and which in turn helps you to build a level of authority in the market, and thus it allows you to generate leads and sales for your brand. This is because the more the customers get engaged with your brand, the more they they come to your website, and then they really trust you, and that gives them a level of engagement. And then you can sell your products and services thereon. And then lastly, The other benefit of content, uh, why content is the king, is I would say not the benefit, but the last reason why content is still the king is that it helps you to increase traffic. So not only good and quality content is good for SEO. I mean, SEO is one reason, but it not just helps you to it is not it not just good for SEO purpose, but it also uh, helps you to I mean uh, drive traffic to your website or your blog, and keep the customers on the websites for a longer duration. Let's take an example of a website or a blog which doesn't have anything apart from just a home page, or just one or two blogs here and there. So I mean, there is not so much level of engagement over there. So what in this case, what will happen is that though the views will be higher, but the bounce rate will be too much, because your customer, your consumer, they will not have much uh, I mean uh, to have them hang out or stay onto your website, because the longer duration your consumer or your customer stays on the website, the more traffic it will generate. Because this is how the Google algorithm works, is that it calculate the number of times, number of hours, or number of time the a particular customer or a particular user stays on the website. If your bounce rate is high, your website is not going to rank higher. And this is particularly helpful for those people who want their website to rank higher and want to earn money from their blog, basically. So if you are looking to earn money from the blog, you have to create content, and quality content, I would say, is very important over here. And put it on your website, or on your blog, to drive traffic. So with that, I would like to thank you for listening to my podcast. These are some of the reasons which I feel why content is still the king. I would definitely would like to hear from you your thoughts on why do you think content is important, or content is still the king. Feel free to comment below this blog that I have put in along with this podcast, on what your views are why content is still the king. Thank you so much again for listening to this podcast. Bye bye. Have a nice day.